Hi there, welcome back to our channel. By now, one truth should be clear, and that's faith does not look impressive in the moment. To be quite honest, it looks confusing, it looks unnecessary, it often looks foolish. Throughout this series, we've seen faith that moves without clarity, obeys without evidence, and endures silence, survives relational cost. And if we're honest, there's a question quietly forming in the heart of every believer. Does obedience really matter if no one sees it? Does faith really pay off if it costs so much? Scripture answers that question with a resounding yes, but not always on our timeline. One of the great lies believers wrestle with is this: if this were really God, it wouldn't be this hard. But Scripture tells a different story. Noah was vindicated after the flood began. Joseph was vindicated after years of betrayal and prison. David was vindicated after the wilderness. Jesus was vindicated after the cross. Friends, God does not rush vindication, because vindication without endurance produces pride, not faith. What God starts, He always finishes. What He allows to look foolish, He eventually makes clear. Faith was never meant to impress people. It was meant to align hearts. The world evaluates faith by outcomes. God evaluates faith by obedience. That's why Scripture says, "Well done, good and faithful servant," not successful servant. Faithfulness matters even when the results are delayed, the crowd misunderstands, the cost feels heavy. God is not measuring how faith looks. He is measuring who you trusted. Every story of faith follows the same pattern. 1. God speaks. 2. People doubt. 3. Obedience costs. 4. God moves. 5. History remembers faith, not the mockery. No one remembers the laughter Noah endured. They remember the ark. No one remembers Joseph's prison cell. They remember the palace. No one remembers the cross as defeat. They remember resurrection. My friend, faith never stays foolish forever. It only looks that way before God moves. This series was never about explaining God. It was about trusting Him. If God waited for us to understand everything, nothing in Scripture would ever happen. Faith is saying, "God, I don't see it, but I trust you. I don't understand, but I obey. I don't feel affirmed, but I remain faithful." And that kind of faith always finds God faithful in return. If your faith has felt foolish, if obedience has been costly, if silence has been long, if relationships have changed, you are not behind. You are not abandoned. You are not wrong. You are walking the same road every faithful servant of God has walked. So stay obedient, my friend. Stay humble and stay faithful. Because vindication doesn't come instead of obedience, it comes because of it. Faith may look foolish to the world, but it has always looked faithful to God. And in the end, His opinion is the only one that lasts. Faith does not always look bold. Sometimes faith looks like staying when it would be easier to walk away. Sometimes faith looks like obedience without applause. Sometimes faith looks like trusting God when the cost is real and the outcome is unclear. Fear asks, what will I lose? Faith asks, who is God becoming to me through this? This series was never about pretending fear doesn't exist. It was about remembering that fear is not the final voice. Faith remembers what fear tries to erase. God is still faithful. His promises still stand. And obedience, though costly, is never wasted. Wherever this series met you, may you walk forward steady, honest, and anchored in Him. Thanks for joining me on this journey. Remember, this channel is dedicated to biblical teaching, spiritual growth, and faith-based encouragement rooted in Scripture. Please consider subscribing for weekly messages on faith, obedience, and walking with God. And don't forget to share with someone who is in need of some hope. See you in the next video.